Welcome back to Record Rift, where we dive into the pivotal moments that shaped our world. Today, we're plunging into the icy waters of 1915, to the sinking of the RMS Lusitania, a tragedy that shook the globe and edged the United States toward World War I. Picture a grand ocean liner, a symbol of luxury and progress, torn apart by a German torpedo, sending nearly 1,200 souls to their deaths. This wasn't just a maritime disaster. It was a spark that shifted the tide of a global conflict. Why did Germany target a civilian ship? How did this event pull a neutral America closer to war? Over the next 20 minutes, we'll explore the Lusitania's fateful voyage, its aftermath, and its role as a prelude to America's entry into the Great War. Buckle up! This is a story of hubris, horror, and history. Let's set sail. In 1914, Europe was engulfed in World War I, a brutal conflict pitting the Allies, Britain, France, and Russia, against the Central Powers, led by Germany and Austria-Hungary. The Western Front was a stalemate of trenches and slaughter, while at sea, Britain's navy blockaded Germany, starving its economy. Germany retaliated with unrestricted submarine warfare, using U-boats to sink merchant and civilian ships supplying the Allies. This high-stakes naval chess game set the stage for the Lusitania's tragedy. The RMS Lusitania, launched in 1907 by Britain's Cunard Line, was a marvel of engineering. At 787 feet long, with 4 funnels and a top speed of 25 knots, she was one of the fastest and most luxurious liners of her time. Carrying up to 2,000 passengers, from millionaires to immigrants, she crossed the Atlantic between Liverpool and New York, a symbol of Britain's maritime pride. By 1915, despite the war, the Lusitania continued her voyages, deemed too fast for U-boats to catch. But she carried more than passengers. Her cargo often included war materials like ammunition, blurring the line between civilian and military target. As Germany's U-boat campaign intensified, the stage was set for disaster. On May 1st, 1915, the Lusitania departed New York for Liverpool with 1,959 people aboard, 1,265 passengers, including 159 Americans and 694 crew. The mood was tense. Germany had declared the waters around Britain a war zone, and its embassy published warnings in U.S. newspapers, urging civilians to avoid British ships. Many dismissed the threat, trusting the Lusitania's speed and Cunard's assurances. Among the passengers were luminaries like millionaire Alfred Vanderbilt and theater producer Charles Frohman, alongside families seeking a better life. The voyage was uneventful until May 7th, off Ireland's Old Hedekin sail. The German U-boat U-20, commanded by Captain Lieutenant Walter Schwieger, spotted the Lusitania steaming at a reduced 18 knots, zigzagging to evade attack. At 2:10 p.m., Schwieger fired a single torpedo, striking the liner's starboard side. A second explosion, likely from coal dust or ammunition in the cargo hold, ripped through the ship. The Lusitania listed heavily, her lifeboat swinging uselessly as panicked passengers scrambled. Within 18 minutes, she sank, taking 1,198 lives, including 128 Americans. Survivors, clinging to wreckage in frigid waters, described scenes of chaos. Children separated from parents, lifeboats capsizing, and the ship's bow plunging into the sea. The speed of the disaster stunned the world. The sinking of the Lusitania sent shockwaves across the globe. In Britain, newspapers decried Germany's barbarity, while in the U.S., headlines screamed of murder on the high seas. Public outrage surged, fueled by stories of drowned infants and heroic sacrifices, like Vanderbilt giving his life belt to a woman. President Woodrow Wilson, committed to neutrality, faced pressure to act. The U.S. had stayed out of the war, wary of European entanglements and divided by its diverse population, including German-American communities. Yet, the loss of American lives on a civilian ship challenged Wilson's stance. Wilson sent diplomatic protests to Germany, demanding an end to unrestricted submarine warfare and reparations. Germany, aware of America's industrial might, initially deflected blame, claiming the Lusitania carried munitions, a claim later confirmed, though it didn't justify targeting civilians. In September 1915, Germany pledged to restrict U-boat attacks, fearing U.S. intervention. But the Lusitania's sinking planted seeds of distrust, shifting American public opinion toward the Allies. Propaganda posters depicting drowning women and children kept the tragedy alive, framing Germany as a ruthless foe. The incident didn't immediately draw the U.S. into war, but it was a critical step, eroding neutrality and priming the nation for a conflict. The Lusitania's sinking was a turning point, but it took 2 more years for the U.S. to enter World War I. Germany's U-boat pledge held temporarily, but by 1917, desperate to break Britain's blockade, it resumed unrestricted submarine warfare, sinking American merchant ships. The final straw came with the Zimmermann telegram, intercepted in January 1917, in which Germany proposed an alliance with Mexico against the U.S. public fury, stoked by the Lusitania's memory, reached a boiling point. On April 2, 1917, Wilson asked Congress for a declaration of war, citing Germany's warfare against mankind. Congress approved, and the U.S. joined the Allies, tipping the war's balance. The Lusitania's role in this shift can't be overstated. It galvanized anti-German sentiment, making neutrality harder to sustain. American loans and supplies to the Allies increased, and the tragedy shaped propaganda, with recruitment posters echoing its imagery. While economic and strategic factors also drove U.S. entry, the Lusitania's emotional weight, 1,198 lives lost, including Americans, made war feel personal. By 1918, U.S. troops helped secure Allied victory, but the Lusitania's victims paid an early price. Their deaths a prelude to a conflict that reshaped the 20th century. The sinking of the Lusitania remains a defining moment of World War I. It exposed the horrors of modern warfare, where technology, like the U-boat, blurred lines between combatants and civilians. The tragedy spurred international laws, like the 1930 London Naval Treaty, aiming to limit submarine warfare, though World War II showed their limits. The Lusitania's wreck, discovered off Ireland in 1935, still holds secrets, with debates over its cargo fueling conspiracy theories. Culturally, the event lives in books, films, and memorials, a symbol of sacrifice and a warning of war's indiscriminate toll. For the U.S., it marked a shift from isolationism toward global engagement, setting the stage for its 20th century role. The Lusitania reminds us how a single event, 18 Minutes of Terror, can ripple through history, pulling nations into conflict and reshaping the world. Its legacy is both a tribute to the lost and a call to question the cost of war. That's the gripping story of the Lusitania's sinking, a tragedy that echoed from the Atlantic to the battlefields of World War I. What do you think? Could the U.S. have stayed neutral longer, or was war inevitable? Share your thoughts in the comments, and tell us what historical turning point you want us to explore next on Record Rift. If this journey through 1915 moved you, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to join our quest through history. Until next time, keep uncovering the rifts that shape our past. This is Record Rift, signing off.